Hi, I'm Dr. Kate from hypnosiscourses.com. And today, what I'd like to do is talk to you about how to conclude the hypnosis process. This is something that we tend to refer to as awakening. Yes, I know hypnosis isn't sleep. I'm sure you've already worked through that myth for yourself. However, we tend to abbreviate it down, just as we don't say a longer version of sleep, we use sleep. For the re-alerting, we call it the awakening process. So what is it? It's usually in the form of direct suggestion, and commonly it's got counting. Now, you might have already encountered something like a 1, 2, 3, eyes open, wide awake. And this is a rapid count up. It's great for if you're just dipping in and dipping out of hypnosis. It saves time, it's quick and efficient. However, if you've had somebody in hypnosis for quite a while, lucky them, then you may need a bit of a longer awakening, so it's a more progressive transition from that lovely hypnotic state into the alert state. So rather than 1, 2, 3, eyes open, wide awake, oh, I'm feeling a little bit disoriented, you're bringing somebody up more gradually. So this might be a 1 to 5 count. So, for example, in a moment I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and at the count of 5 you're going to be fully wide awake. So 1, 2, becoming more alert, 3, taking a deep refreshing breath of air, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. If somebody's been in hypnosis even longer, or you know that they're generally quite slow to transition from the hypnotic state up into the alert state, you might even extend that up to an 8 or even a 10 count. Now, one of my favourite examples of the awakening script, and yes, it sounds different each time I say it, has suggestions for feeling good, it brings you out nicely and cleanly, and it gives you this burst of energy. So maybe you'd like to experience it really quickly. So just for a moment, if it's safe for you to do so, close your eyes. Take a moment to relax, because now in a few moments' time, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And at the count of 5, and only on the count of 5, you'll open your eyes and stretch. All normal, healthy sensations restored to every part of you, and every part of you back here with me in the present, coming back with a sense of well-being, mental and physical well-being. So ready. 1, starting to reorient to the space around you. 2, becoming more alert. 3, take a deep, refreshing breath of air. 4, getting ready to open your eyes. And 5, open your eyes and have a good stretch. Well done. Now you'll notice that there are some components of that are direct suggestion, and there are other components that are more about post-hypnotic suggestion, so how somebody is going to re-alert. Ultimately, at some point, you're probably going to say to them, wake up. Now, if you want a super quick wake up, say you're working somewhere, you're perhaps practicing something, and the fire alarm goes off. How do you deal with that? You can use a super quick awakening. So something like 1, 2, 3, eyes open, wide awake. Or even open your eyes, wide awake. Something to bring somebody up quickly, just so that you can get to where you need to get to. If you're going to do a really quick awakening, you absolutely, more so than any other time, need to check that they are fully wide awake. So how can you do that? Well, it's all about observation. You'll know what your client, your person, your subject, your volunteer looks like before they go into hypnosis. Are they animated? Are they quite quiet? What are their facial expressions like? What's their colour like? And then you'll notice that as they emerge from hypnosis, if they're still looking a little bit dazed, they're a little bit slower, they look not quite back in the present, how do you deal with it? Some people would say just give them a glass of water, they'll come back to normal, they'll feel fine. Often people will do that. However, it might take them quite a while to bring them back up to their normal state. And if they've got to go and drive a car down the motorway or something, that may not be very safe. Even crossing the road, if you're not feeling yourself, isn't sensible. So what would you do as a responsible hypnotist? Quite simply, you ask them to close their eyes, and you might even give a few just gentle deepening suggestions to help them rebalance. And then you'll bring them back up with a bit more energy. And on this topic, a useful tip: if you're one of those people that's quietly spoken, perhaps generally quite gentle, quite slow, it might be that your awakening doesn't have enough energy to really bring somebody up. It might be that your normal awakening voice is very similar to your hypnosis voice. Useful tip: get up, stand nearer to the person. They'll notice the difference, they'll notice the shift, and it will just help with the awakening process. So we hope that this has been a really useful and helpful video for you. Final tip: practice. Practice different styles of awakening. Practice being observant as to how people re-alert. The more practice you get, the more comfortable you'll be with it. For more information on how to awaken, and indeed how to hypnotize people, check out our whole range of courses on hypnosiscourses.com. Thank you for watching.